So I think it was last week that we met with Alex. Alex was a winner of one of our giveaways, and we saw his work and we thought, wow, looks really good. So Alex is here to sort of explain some of the work he's done and what sort of gets him motivated. When did you actually start?
So the kits only started maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Right, okay.
I've been a wargamer for a long time, so I'm used to this kind of scale.
Yes.
And I've been collecting toys for a long time, and then a couple of my friends, they have really interesting Gundam accounts, and
yes.
I just thought it's like some of the coolest stuff I've ever seen, so I thought I might try it, and I picked up a couple of Zaku kits.
Yep.
Had a bit of a play around with them, and I'm trying to teach myself since then.
Okay, so, that's cool.
Yeah.
So I guess with your background with gaming, so you got the painting behind it, but this is more so getting construction involved as well.
Yeah.
So you've got this one here.
Yeah. So this is a little Haro project that I'm working on. It's very proof of concept at the moment, but I'm also a really big horror fan.
Yep.
And I'm doing a little competition on my own YouTube channel where I'm going to give away a couple of little things. And
right.
A lot of my the people I speak to are horror fans. So
yep.
I've decided to do a few little Haro models and kind of theme them like famous slashers. So
right.
This one's in Freddy Krueger colours. He's got the red and green, the brown gun for his hat,
yep.
one quite silvery hand for his claw.
Yep.
I happened to be watching The Thing at the time. And,
okay, fair enough.
Hence the spider.
Yeah. It's spooky, isn't it?
Yeah. I've held on to all my runners with my Gundam kits. I've got a massive stack, and I've just been trying to think of ways to kind of use them up. So I thought, I started out with the idea of trying to make a big skeleton, and then I thought I am not familiar enough with the skeletal structure of humans, so
right.
I just started with a little contraption here, and
it's coming up pretty well.
Okay. Yeah,
I think for sure.
Yeah, I tried to leave it quite rough just so it looks like it's been hacked together from Little Haro, but yeah.
So with the horror part of it, so you've brought in the Dracula from Monogram, which is really rare, I think. I don't think I've seen one of these in ages.
Yeah, I've picked these up from Japan, just an online store.
Yep.
I have a Dracula, a Mummy, and a Wolfman kit, so this is the first one I've started.
Okay.
It's really interesting because the plastic that's used is really slippery, so it's quite hard to get a fair beat on it. And
there goes his head.
Yeah, he can't die unless you stake him.
Well, he's undead, isn't he?
Yeah. But,
so he's glow in the dark with the hands. The horror part of it. So you've brought in the Dracula from Monogram, which is really rare, I think. I don't think I've seen one of these in ages.
Yeah, I've picked these up from Japan, just an online store.
Yep.
I have a Dracula, a Mummy, and a Wolfman kit, so this is the first one I've started. It's really interesting because the plastic that's used is really slippery, so it's quite hard to get a fair beat on it. And
there goes his head.
Yeah, he can't die unless you stake him.
Well, he's undead, isn't he?
Yeah.
So he's glow in the dark with the hands.
Yeah.
And the head. Was the rest of it glow in the dark as well?
No, the rest of it's standard.
Okay.
There are some little parts that fit into the base, a couple of bats, some little tufts of grass that you can stick on.
Okay, yep.
But they also offer you interchangeable parts, which are just a plain coloured hand, plain coloured head. So
right.
I might, have a go at touching up both and see which one I don't ruin. And
yeah, fair enough.
For display.
Oh well, you should be able to have two sets to sort of option it out.
Yeah.
So what paints do you generally use?
I generally use Vallejo paints.
Okay.
So,
yes.
These are really good for me because they go on really well. And another kind of little weird tidbit is I'm actually colourblind.
Right.
So the way the Vallejo paints are done, they tend to have a base colour and a really easy to recognise highlight and darker colour.
Right.
So even though I might not generally be able to see the colours properly, I can generally pick what I think should work, and then I can just paint it, and I just go, this one should be a highlight just given on the name or its position on the shelves.
Yeah, okay.
Highlight from there, run out, ask my partner, does this look right to you?
Yep.
And she'll, give me a thumbs up or thumbs down.
Good. So, excellent.
Yeah,
there's no doubt, the Vallejo paint in the way it's got its chroma as it goes through all the different colours. Exactly. It definitely helps.
Yeah.
So what's your channel? It's
Superghidorah on Instagram and YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So all my progress bits and just general Japanese monster stuff is on my Instagram account.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks.